Welcome to ValueVest Daily, where we analyze the best value and hot stocks daily. Now, when you think about the whole AI revolution, you probably hear names like Nvidia, Apple, and AMD, right? But what if I told you there's one single company that's the silent engine powering all of them, the one actually making the silicon that makes everything possible? Today, we're pulling back the curtain on the undisputed king of chipmaking, Taiwan Semiconductor, or as we all know it, TSMC. And when I say king, I am not exaggerating one bit. To really get a sense of their scale, just look at this number, a market cap of over $1.28 trillion. Let that sink in. That's bigger than the entire economy of many countries. This isn't just another big company. This is a global titan, the absolute foundation of the entire tech world. So, how are we going to break down a giant like this? Well, here's the game plan. We'll start with the fundamentals, what makes the company tick. Then we'll get into its incredible moat, what makes it so dominant. After that, we're diving into the charts to see what the stock is doing right now. We'll check out what analysts think is next. And finally, we'll wrap it up with the risks for a nice, balanced picture. All right, let's get right into it. First up, let's pop the hood and look at the engine room. What do the core numbers tell us about the health of this business? Okay, what's really fascinating here is you've got this mix of just massive, massive scale and incredible profitability. We're talking over $110 billion in revenue just in the last year. But check out that return on equity, over 25%. In simple terms, for every dollar shareholders have in the company, TSMC is generating 25 cents in profit. That is just wild efficiency. And the forward PE of around 25, that tells you that even after this huge run, the market is still betting that there's some solid growth to come. And this chart right here, shows you why those numbers are so strong. When it comes to the most advanced, the most powerful chips, the ones that power all the AI stuff, TSMC isn't just in the race, they practically own the racetrack. They control a staggering 60% of the entire global market. That means everyone else is just fighting over the leftovers. Now, you don't get that kind of dominance by accident. It's protected by what investors call a moat. So what exactly makes TSMC's fortress so, unbreakable? Think of it like a castle with three massive walls. The first wall is technology. They're already churning out 3-nanometer chips, with 2-nanometer ones right around the corner. We're talking about stuff so small you could fit billions on your fingernail. They are light years ahead of the competition. The second wall is scale. Their factories are just so huge and efficient that nobody else can compete on price or quality. And the third wall? A relentless focus on R&D, pouring over $6 billion a year into it. It's a cycle that just keeps pushing them further and further ahead. So the long-term story is obviously powerful. But what about right now? Is this a good time to be looking at the stock? For that, we gotta switch gears and dive into the charts to see what the technical picture looks like. And wow, this chart is painting a pretty clear picture for us. The current price is trading very comfortably above both its 20-day and 50-day moving averages. You can think of those lines as the stock's recent trend lines. And when the price is consistently above them like this, that's a really strong sign that the trend is up, up, up. Okay, let's get a little more specific. Traders are watching a couple of key levels. You've got support, which is like a price floor, sitting right around that $295 mark. And then you've got resistance, or a ceiling, right around 310. A really strong, decisive break above that 310 ceiling could be the starting gun for the next major leg up. And to confirm that strength, we can look at the Relative Strength Index, or RSI. It's basically a speedometer for the stock's momentum. A reading over 70 can sometimes mean the stock is overbought and maybe due for a little break. But TSMC's reading of 66, that's kind of the sweet spot. It's strong, but it's not in the danger zone. It suggests there could still be plenty of room to run. So, we have a company with amazing fundamentals and a technical chart that's looking really bullish. The next natural question is, where do the analysts see this thing going? In the near term, with the unbelievable demand for AI chips showing no signs of slowing down, the average analyst target is sitting right around $350. From where the stock is today, that's a potential upside of about 15%. Not bad at all. But hey, if you zoom out a bit, the picture gets even more exciting. The long-term 3-year target is north of $550. And that's not just a random guess. It's based on projections of 20% revenue growth every single year as the AI revolution just keeps getting bigger. That represents a potential upside of 80%. Wow. Of course, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. No investment is a sure thing. So to be responsible, we have to look at the potential risks that could throw a wrench in the works. Look, the elephant in the room is geopolitical tensions surrounding Taiwan. That's where over 90% of their manufacturing is. It's a big one. Beyond that, it costs an absolute fortune, like $30 billion to stay on top. You also have giants like Samsung and Intel trying everything they can to catch up. And finally, the valuation is already pretty high, which means the stock is priced for perfection. There's not a lot of room for error. So what's the verdict here? When you pull it all together, the technical analysis is pretty clear. The consensus from the charts, from the moving averages to the RSI, is pointing to a strong buy. The momentum right now is definitely in this stock's favor.
Okay, before we wrap this up, just a super quick and important reminder. This whole explainer is for informational purposes only. It is not financial advice. Please make sure you do your own research before making any investment decisions.
If you found this breakdown valuable, please subscribe for daily value and hot stock analysis. We put these out all the time and would love to have you along for the ride. Thanks for watching.